Hey guys, welcome back. This is the 23rd lecture from our bootcamp series. So far, we briefly covered the basics of Ruby, which is required and more importantly, good enough to start developing Rails application. From this lecture to end of the bootcamp, we will focus on Rails part. This part of bootcamp consists of 90 lectures or maybe more than 90 as well. And after going through all those lectures, I'm sure that you will be capable in working on Rails projects. So let's start with the introduction of Rails. Rails is a web development framework which uses Ruby as its core language. Okay, and Rails is extremely productive framework for building database backed web application. What I mean here with database backed application is that you can create an application that you can deploy on some cloud hosting, and your application can consist of data like user can register to that application. You can display some uh, data which is stored dynamically and fetched dynamically from the database. So you can set up a database there. So this is what I mean by database backed web application. It is a full stack web development framework that includes everything needed to create a database driven web application using the model view controller pattern. Okay, so what I mean by full stack development framework here, that you have all three layers: model, view, controller. It means backend and front end. So with Rails, you can create your front end along with back end, and there is an integration between both front end and back end, so that you can display and save dynamic data into the database and fetch the data from database and display onto the view. So there is a MVC pattern, design pattern, on upon which the Rails works, and we will discuss it in more detail in upcoming lectures when we start developing our first Rails app, and throughout the bootcamp course. Okay. Now, another point that Rails allow you to write less code while accomplishing more than other languages and framework. You do not have to write too much code for everything. Like for example, Rails supports ORM, that is object relation mapping, and hence you can avoid writing raw SQL queries for fetching data from the database. You can write shorter ORM queries. This is just an example, and there are many other things and methods that you can use, which is inbuilt and which is supported by active record and action controller, and then you can directly implement into your program, so it will save you time to write large code. Okay. Now, the Rails philosophy. Rails follow two philosophy. The first one is don't repeat yourself, and convention over configuration. So let's try to understand each one by one. Don't repeat yourself. You can also call it like DRY, dry. So dry is a principle of software development which states that every piece of knowledge must have a single unambiguous authoritative presentation within a system. By not writing the same information over and over again, our code is more maintainable, extensible, and less buggy. For example, suppose you require a function for searching something, and you have wrote that same function at multiple places. Now, in future, if you need to make some changes to the method which you have write at multiple places due to some enhancement or due to some bugs, then you need to change the function at all the places where you had write that method or function. Okay, this will make your programming very hectic, and such code is hard to maintain and extend over the time, because if you have write something at multiple places, then as a human being you might miss a place to make update to that method, and it's really hard to remember that multiple appearance of some code, because if there are multiple appearance, then you had to remember that at what places that particular method is written, and then just using your mind you have to go there at that place and you need to update that. So that is very hectic. So that's why Rails encourage to dry principle. Okay, that encourage every developer to follow best practices for writing code and building features. and we will see everything about the dry in upcoming lectures when we create our model and we will create our custom actions into the controllers and write mailers and all that. So there I will show you that how to write dry code and how you can maintain dry code and what will be the best place to keep your code there, from where you can use that in multiple places. Okay, now the another philosophy is convention over configuration. The Rails has opinion about the best way to do many things in a web application and defaults to this set of convention rather than require that you specify through endless configuration file. Okay, it means you don't need to worry about where to place your project's file. Okay, whenever you generate a Rails application, it always comes with an standard directory and default configuration to encourage you to focus on development stuff only. For example, if you have to write your DB files, migrations and tables and all that, then there is a separate DB structure. You don't have to configure it. Okay, and just to connect your database with your application, you don't have to write additional script. There is a configuration file database.yml in your project, and for maintaining your environments of your application like test environment, production environment and development environment, you don't have to configure anything. It is always in your Rails application. Similarly, you can have model view controller structure in a separate directory, and other assets directory and rake tasks. So there are so many things that always comes with an standard directory structure, and you don't have to focus on configuring them. Okay, you just need to focus on your development stuff. Yeah, if it is required, then you can write your manual configuration, but that is a very specific case. Okay, so except these, there are so many advantages of building web apps using Rails framework, and we will see all of them in upcoming lectures. And if you like to uh, go with the Rails or getting start with the Rails, you can follow this link as well. This is the official Rails guide link URL, and you can check it here. That it is very good resource that I found on the internet for learning Rails, and I think if you follow this documentation for learning Rails, it has so many resources like active record, action controller and routing and all that, from basics to very advanced level. So this documentation will be enough for learning Rails in much better way, but we will also practice them in our videos and you can go with that as well. Okay, so you can follow this reference and I will add this URL into the description of the video as well. Okay, so that's the brief and theoretical introduction of Rails, and in the next lecture we will start developing Rails application. So we will start with the part creating a new Rails project. Okay, so thanks for watching the video. Let's meet into the next lecture. Till then, tata, goodbye, take care and stay safe. Thank you.